Good evening, everybody. This is Mason Sims, and welcome to another episode of our show. Joining us this evening is County Councilman Frank Farmer. He represents District 22 of Greenville County, and he's going to share with us some of his ideas for his first upcoming term. Also, he'll share with us some of the details of what went on this past special meeting on Monday night. And I hope that everyone has had a great week so far. And stay tuned for future episodes because Pickens GOP is going through their reorg, as are many other counties throughout the state as well. So stay tuned for further updates on that. So again, my name is Mason Sims. Let's get started. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. And here I have County Councilman Frank Farm. He represents District 22 of the Greenville County Council. Thank you for joining us today, Frank.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations on your election, too. I saw you speak several times at Coffee Politics.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, it seems like you definitely had a lot of support there.
I sure did. And, my supporters are so great. And honestly, all my constituents have been so great, even the ones that didn't vote for me the first go around or the second go around. But most of them are pretty nice to me, So, and, I'm doing whatever I can to help them out, help make their lives a little easier.
Well, that's good. So did it turn into a runoff?
Yeah, my primary turned into a runoff. It was it didn't get too contentious. It got a little nasty, but no big deal. And then my general election, I won. I think it was like 60-40 or 61-39, something like that.
So, okay,
yeah,
that's good.
And I was the only Republican in my precinct to win, so I felt pretty good about that. Across the board over there, everything went blue, so I was pretty stoked on that.
That's really impressive. Yeah, so a lot of my viewers, they do keep up with upstate politics, but maybe some that don't. Just kind of tell us about yourself and what got you involved.
Yeah, so I'm a fifth generation Greenvillian. Lived in Greenville my whole life outside of my 4 years at the Citadel and then my 5 years in the Army. I came back from the Citadel in 2018, worked on a congressional campaign for Shannon Pierce, who ran 2018, and she ran against things like 12 other people. That was when William Timmons first won his election for Congress. So that was a pretty contentious race. It was a lot of fun. Learned a lot of good tricks of the trade there. Then joined the Army for 5 years. Had a great time. My knees hurt a little bit, but I made some awesome friendships along the way. Still talk to all those guys, and was just blessed to be able to serve our country. And then I came back home, and my neighbor Libby, she actually is the one that put the bug in my ear. She's like, "Hey, our councilman is stepping down. We think you'd be a great conservative replacement for him." And I was just like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." And then, I just kind of slept on it, prayed on it and everything. And, did a little poking and prod. And, here I am, got elected. And it's been one heck of a roller coaster ever since. But it's been great. I've been super thankful for everyone I've met along the way and everybody that can help out.
It's great. And you mentioned that your district is fairly close. What part of Greenville County is it?
So it's not my district. It was my precinct. My district is very red. But where I live is the North Main area, which is pretty blue since it's in the city of Greenville. But so I basically go from North Main Street in Greenville City, and then I go all the way east out towards Boiling Springs Road. So that's closer to the Greer area.
Okay, that's a pretty big district.
Yeah.
So main thing I was going to ask you too is, now that you're sworn in, and also what are the three main issues that you're facing right now? 3 issues going on now in Greenville County.
Roads. It's always roads. Roads, along with I know my Dovetree precinct, back when I was back in the primary, they were having a lot of issues with break-ins. So we want to provide more support towards our law enforcement there. And then, as well as what all of us collectively would like to do, is cut the budget by $10 million. And so we can reduce and ease off some of that tax increase that we just passed the other year. So that's really what we're looking to do. We want to allocate, I think, 10% of our budget just towards the roads. One thing that I'm really asking for is that our roads and infrastructure, we've seen that money gets taken out of it and it's not used towards roads and infrastructure. It'll go to the general fund and be used towards other things. And I'd like to just have that solid, locked in. If you put money in, it can't go out towards anything other than roads and infrastructure because, SCDOT, they're a huge thorn on our side. They're incredibly inefficient. I know we just got a new guy, so I'm not going to rag on him too hard. He just got in, but his predecessor was getting paid over $250,000 a year to be bad at her job. And the other thing is, we pay 26 cents for the gas tax, and Greenwood County is only getting about 4 cents back. So that's 13 cents back. Look, we're the cash cow of South Carolina. We have the most residents in the county. Why I'm only getting 13% is beyond me. Why am I not getting 80%? So I think a lot of that's BS. But along with that, I know that there is a shortage of manpower in dealing with all of these roads. But again, like, we're putting so much money into the state consistently. I don't understand why we're not getting any special treatment. Like, I drive through Florence a good bit. They got really nice state roads, and it makes me very angry because they're not even in the top 10 biggest counties in the state. So I don't know why they're getting special treatment and we're not. No offense to my friends in Florence, but I'm subsidizing your roads and I'm not super happy with that.
Yeah, we have a lot of people coming into Greenville, Clemson area. I mean, it's a big tourist destination.
Yeah, for sure. And Charleston too. Every single Yankee that's getting married, they got to do their bachelorette party there, whatever. So I get it. They make a lot of money there too, and so they should have nice roads. But they're dealing with salt water, so I'm gonna cut them a little slack. But yeah, just this mismanagement that's been going on at the state level has not been working out for our benefit, especially with all that we put in. And I'm hoping to make the Secretary of Transportation my best friend, so I can bring a little more money back to us.
Well, that's good. And I think Unity Park, and that used to be where maintenance was for Graham County, or the present Unity Park is over downtown.
I couldn't tell you. I know a lot of Unity Park used to be a flood zone, so that was a contentious issue, but I can't say for certain whether that was a big maintenance spot. Are you talking about where it was the county public works, or are you talking about something else?
It's either county or city public works.
Okay. I can't tell you off the top of my head. I have to look into that.
Okay. I was kind of curious where they moved to. So now I was talking with the Peabodys and they mentioned that Unity Park used to. I'm not sure if it was county or city. Yeah. So, in addition to you, are there solid conservatives that are elected onto the county council this year, or there currently are conservatives?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So we've got about 7 to 5 majority. Our councilman, Benton Blunt, awesome guy. I love him to death. He's a very conservative guy. We got myself, we've got Steve Shaw, Kelly Long, Kurt McGahee, Gary Collins, and yeah, I'll tell you what, you got to interview Gary Collins. That guy's a lightning rod. He's a very fun guy to hang out with. I love talking to him. And we've also got Rick Bradley on board. He's our vice chair. He'll be a solid pick. So we're all really excited for all of them.
Well, that's good. Yeah, hopefully now that you're elected, y'all can all work together.
Oh yeah, we've got no problem working together.
Good. Yeah, hopefully y'all can get some stuff passed.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And so what would you say that your top 3 things are you hope to accomplish this term? I know that you mentioned the roads. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah. That's a big thing. I'd like to, if possible, with this last tax, the whole selling point of it was to give our sheriff's office more support and including pay raises for our deputies. I'd love to see that happen. I mean, those poor guys, they're out there fighting every day and, keeping us all safe. So they need to have us behind their back 100%. There's another thing too, our EMS call center is not, and maybe I shouldn't say EMS, but our emergency call center, where you call 911 and it gets distributed as to what department needs to go to, fire, EMS, sheriff's office. I think that needs to be revamped. We've been looking into that recently. There was one particular instance I was made aware of it took a fire department 17 minutes to get notified. That's way too long. Like, they were ready to go in the truck, and they were watching the cop cars go by and everything. And they're still waiting. Finally got the call. That's way too long, man. Like anything can happen in a minute. A minute's a long time in an emergency situation. You know, I'm an Army guy. Like, we're all about speed. Like, that's like a lot can happen in a minute, let alone 30 seconds. And 17 minutes, like, somebody's already cooked. Yeah. So we're trying to do whatever we can to make that efficient. So we're looking at some options about that. And then Kurt McGahee, he and I were talking the other day, and we kind of want to integrate AI into our stoplights because, you know, you'll be sitting at some stoplights and you're waiting a minute, like, we'll say, like, at Woodruff Road, super busy all the time. And then it'll go towards one of the intersecting roads. That'll be turned on for way too long, and there's only like 2 cars there, and you've held up all that traffic. I think it'd be great if AI can notice, like, when there needs to be a change of light, just to make our traffic flow more efficiently. Like, don't even drive on Woodruff Road. Any single time I have to drive on Woodruff Road, I kick myself, and it's just such a pain. And if we could really solve that, I think we'd get elected every single year or every single election cycle. But yeah, so there's some options that we're looking into. I think there's some counties in Pennsylvania that are currently doing that. So we're going to see if that's feasible. But yeah, that's a couple of things we'd like to change.
Yeah, especially you can fix Woodruff Road. I mean, people will be your best friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've used to date somebody in South Forest. It's just not crazy how bad the traffic is, and I see like deer carcasses on the side of the road. It's just all the growth, and I don't really have anywhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So another thing is, you said you had a special meeting this coming Monday. Well, can you kind of walk through that? What was it about?
Yeah. So what we're doing, or what we did, it was actually yesterday, Tuesday. So what we did was, we put the UDO up for reconsideration. The UDO is the Unified Development Ordinance. It's a 680-page document that basically tells you how you can develop in the county. I'm actually not against it in theory, because what it was originally, it was like 13 separate documents. So we're all just compiling into one. One of the issues with that is there's a lot of contradictions within that, because they really just trying to pass it on through before the new council could get a hold of it for whatever reason. I'm not going to speculate. Chairman of the Planning Commission, who by no means is an anti-development guy, but he voted against it just because it was, not up to snuff. It's not a document we should constantly be using. If there's contradictions in our development ordinance, that opens us up to a lot of lawsuits. And poor, Chris Antley, our county attorney, he's already at work like a dog. So I'd love to just like take the burden off of him a bit. But one of the things that Mr. Bickle, the chairman of the Planning Commission, said was, which was his big issue with it, was there's a type of cluster development. And he said that you'd be able to put these cluster developments on dirt roads where there's no infrastructure. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm with him on that. If there's anything else that he'd like to change or something like that, I'm all ears. I'd love to listen, hear him out. But yeah, that's been a big thing. The UDO, it's not like the most contentious county issue just because our citizens don't know, but they always complain about development and overdevelopment. So they need to start putting their nose into that book. It's a monster document. And, I still got to go through a highlighter again. I've gone through it before, and like my eyes just kind of glaze over, but like it's a monster, but we just got to tighten up the knots, just make sure that's ship shape so we can move forward.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned UDO, because that was what I was going to ask you. A friend of mine was listening to 98.9 today, and that was one thing that was what they're talking on the radio, was the UDO issue that went on during your meeting.
Yeah. So what's happened with it is we suspended the rules of council to reconsider it. It's been moved back from council to the committee on the whole for reconsideration. We're going to have more of a dialogue on it as compared to what we did this past Tuesday.
Sounds like you got a lot on your hands this first term.
Yeah, man.
Fear.
Yeah. So No, that's been fun. So someone has called me today about it. They're like, are you like stressed out about it? I'm like, no, it's some of the things I wish they had told me about 6 months ago because I could have probably had the issue figured out for them. But so I don't want to hear government act slow from certain individuals because I have made enough connections to where I can point them in the right direction to get the problem solved. However, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the government doesn't move slow because it certainly does.
Oh yeah. So when after the primary, did you have like a Democrat challenger, or is it or once you won the primary, or was it pretty much good in that November election?
I did have a Democrat challenger, so I had to continue to campaign a bit. And I was really bummed out because, my friend Kurt, Gary, Kelly, they didn't have to campaign at all afterwards. Like, it was smooth sailing for them. And I'm out here just having to knock on more doors. Like, oh, gosh.
I was about to say, yeah, people have issues, at least around here, like I said, once you win the primary here, it's pretty much done. So I was going to say, if you won the primary, they should have reached out to you then. That way you could have some plans together.
Yeah, exactly. But, I don't take anything for granted. So I still, put out signs and was still showing up things and just doing whatever I can, just meeting people, just trying to do what a good public servant is supposed to do.
Absolutely. And while you're on the air tonight, is there anything that you'd like to mention to your constituents tonight and the viewers watching tonight?
Yeah. If you ever need anything, just give me a call. My number's on the website. I'm so sorry. I just got my county phone yesterday, so I haven't had it memorized by heart, but you know what? I got the number right here. I'll read it out to y'all. Just give me 1 second. All right. So my county number is 864-398-0880. Call me anytime. I love to talk to y'all. Just anything I can do to help you out, or if you have like a concern about something, or you just want to know my perspective on something, let me know. Or more importantly, if you want to tell me your thoughts on something, please let me know. I'm an open book. I'm not going to scream and yell at you or anything like that. But you're allowed to scream and yell at me all you want. I was, went to the Army. I'm used to getting yelled at. I've been chewed out before, as I said in that one Quentin Tarantino movie. But that's pretty much it. I'm super happy to serve, and just let's all work together and make this county council the best we can possibly make it.
I wish you the best of luck under your upcoming council. And by the way, are you going to the ball tomorrow night?
Unfortunately, I will not be able to go to the ball tomorrow. I've got too much work stuff to do. And, so that's just kind of been a thing. Been having to balance, my county council job and my work. And so, unfortunately, I don't have nearly as much free time. I don't have enough time to date or barely even see my friends or anything like that. But yeah, so I wish I could come, but unfortunately, I gotta do stuff for United Catalyst Corporation. By the way, if you have any catalytic converters, let me know. I know a guy that can process them for you, so you make some money off all the metals inside of it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, Frank, it was great seeing you tonight. We'd love to have you again in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. And that concludes our show for this evening. If you have not already, please feel free to click, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for further updates. And also follow us on Facebook as well. I hope that everybody has a great evening. And stay tuned, because some friends and I are going to be attending the presidential inauguration next Monday on MLK Day. And also, we're going to be attending a couple of inaugural balls. So I'm going to do my best to interview people to get their viewpoints on certain issues that are going around, countywide and also nationwide. So thank you again for watching. Good night, everybody. God bless America. Thank you.